Do you have dreams or aspirations of being in the entertainment industry? Maybe as a model, actor, musician? And no matter how talented or driven you are, you're still being overlooked in the industry? Like, you're doing everything you can, but the opportunities just aren't coming? Yeah, me too. Which is exactly why I decided to start my own talent agency, the Lockridge Agency. So since this is my first video on YouTube, we do a little bit about me. Well, since I was a kid, I've dreamed of being a talent agent, of working in the entertainment industry in general. When I was younger, I used to love the show Entourage, but not because of the main actors not because of the main four that was in it, but because of Ari Gold that was part of it. He was my favorite part of the whole show. And that was kind of what I wanted. I didn't really ever tell anybody about that, but it was something that I thought of often. Went in the Marine Corps right after high school. As soon as I got out of the Marine Corps, went to college where I got my bachelor's in entertainment business. Not long after, I packed up my stuff, took everything I had, and moved to LA. Spent the first few years there, working at a talent agency there. But I ended up wanting to run my own thing, do my own thing. So I ended up starting my own entertainment company. It was a struggle to begin with. Those first few years, I was in and out of apartments, living with different people, being broke a lot. But things started kind of picking up. And they started picking up a lot more. And then I, at the same time, was making so many mistakes, doing everything wrong, basically, to the point where the business eventually went under completely. After that happened, that was in 2018, 2019. After that, though, the problem was that I became so broke. After that, the problem with that was that I didn't do the whole, pick yourself back up and try again. I ended up listening to everybody else and all the voices in my head telling me I wasn't good enough, that I was never going to be able to do something like that I just needed to get a regular 9-to-5 job, start a career, and, pursue that way. And so I spent the next 5 to 6 years jumping from job to job, basically being an all-around piece of crap, drugs, alcohol, all that. And in truth, it was because I was not pursuing what I wanted to do. I felt in my core that I was a coward, that I was giving up completely on everything. And, this led into all kinds of different things. It knocked up my PTSD from when I was in the Marine Corps. It drove me into the ground. I had no relationships, barely any friends. And spent years like this, back and forth, half the time couldn't even afford to eat food, had to borrow, do whatever, and just be a not very good person. And then a few months ago, I finally decided I was done with it all, and that it was either this or bust. So I decided to go back to being an agent, which is what I wanted to do, what I love to do. I loved it, and it's where I want to be. It's the career that I want to have. So I started applying to all different kinds of agencies, and every single one. I started out here with the ones in Texas, and got turned down by all of them. And then I said, okay, well, maybe I'll have to move. So I started with other ones outside of Texas and got turned down by all of them. Of course, you can't really blame them. I am 36 years old and I've been out of the industry for the last 5-6 years. I have a lot to learn. I'm sure a lot of things have changed. A lot of things are different. So can't necessarily blame them. But I had a decision to make. Either give up and try to pursue something else like everybody else has told me to do, like I let the little voice in my head constantly try to talk me into doing, or saying the hell with all that and just starting my own. So that's where I went. I decided to start my own. No, I don't really know what I'm doing. I know a lot of things of what not to do, considering my past. I can tell you a lot of things that you shouldn't do when starting or running a business. But I've got a lot to learn as far as the industry, as in what it takes to be an actual talent agent, to actually have a high performing agency. And I am not dumb enough to think that I'm just going to automatically be amazing at it. I know there's going to be a steep learning curve and there's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations. But I am willing to put in the work. I am willing to figure this thing out and to do what I need to do to win, to be successful. So that's why I also decided to start this YouTube channel. This is going to be kind of a documentary thing. As I learn, as I develop, as things get better, worse, whatever they may be, I'm going to document it all. And I can give out advice to people who want to build their own business or to people who want to be models, actors. I'm going to be working in all that industry. So as I learn from them and things in those parts of the industry, I can also teach here. So that's the whole idea behind all of this. I'm going to keep it real with you though. I'm going to be as completely honest as I possibly can be when I'm making these videos. I don't have any money. I don't really have any connections. I am starting from, well, I wouldn't say I'm starting from scratch because I have run other businesses in the past. Whether they were successful or not, I wouldn't say I'm starting from scratch, at least. So it's going to be a journey for sure. But I have certain morals and standards that I do believe in, that I want to stick to. So one of my main things that I believe in, especially when it comes to being a talent agent, is developing talent. You know, a lot of people want to be models, actors, whatever, and while they might have a little bit of talent, they don't really know how the industry works. They don't really know how to do certain things. And I want to come in and take somebody who has the dream, who has the will and the strong work ethic and are willing to learn and put in, and then I can help them develop to becoming what they want to be, to achieve the dreams that they want. That's what I believe in, because there is to me, it's one of the most amazing feelings when you take somebody and you actually build them into the type of person that can accomplish their dream, and then you help them make that dream a reality, which is what I think in the end what a real talent agent does. So this is just the beginning. This is my very first video. We're doing this to get better at it. I had to one of the main ways I was able to actually do this was giving myself permission to be bad at something, to fail, to actually try and be judged and look stupid so that I can learn from these mistakes. That's what these videos are going to do. That's exactly why I'm here. So as time goes on, I'll be posting twice a week. Hopefully, as time passes, my videos will get better, be much better than this. Hopefully, I can look back on this video in a long time from now and laugh about how terrible I used to be, but also smile about how amazing I am now, you know? So, so I'm going to be going behind the scenes, showing what I do on a daily basis, talking to you guys about any issues that I'm having, thoughts, problems that might come up, how I'm planning on fixing them, and what it really takes, what I'm going to be realizing it takes to run a successful agency and just to be a successful person in life in general. So, like, subscribe, and be on the lookout for my next videos.